What can I do at home to help my kid's headache? That is an excellent question. You may first be asking, hey, Dr. Kate, can't I just give acetaminophen, Tylenol, or ibuprofen, Advil to help my kid's headache? Sure, you can absolutely do those things, and they do work most of the time. And so if you feel comfortable and want to do that, that's great. Go right ahead. If you want some tips on how to help your kid, either by not using those medications at all, or maybe using these tips while your medication is catching up and setting in, some of these things definitely will help and can help to help your kid's headache go away. So before I go into them though, I just also want you to double check, is your kid dehydrated? I find that 9 times out of 10 headaches in kids, especially under the age of 10, are from dehydration. So it may be just that you get some water in, but also I would put a pinch of sea salt in that water to make sure that they're getting some electrolytes as well. And that could really help. I've even had my kids take a sip of pickle juice, and that helps too if they're low in electrolytes. So that's just number 1. That wasn't even one of my top 4. So here you go. Top 4. Number 1 is hydrotherapy. So that is a very fancy word for using water to help solve a medical issue. For headaches, the easiest one to do is by putting cold on the head and putting your feet in hot water. So you can put like I would do icy cold wet washcloth on their forehead and then have them sit on the edge of the bathtub with their feet in fairly warm to hot water, not burning obviously, and have them sit for 2 minutes. That should help bring the congestion out of their head and get their blood flowing and hopefully help so that their headache goes away. You can also do alternating hot and cold. After the 2 minutes, you can have them take their feet out and then put their feet into a cold bath for 30 seconds. And then turn around and put their feet back into the hot again for 2 minutes and put the cold back on their head. Does that make sense? So you're alternating their feet in hot and cold and hot. Before I go on further, would you mind clicking like down below and maybe even pushing the subscribe button if you think you'd enjoy future videos? Number 2 is dark chocolate. So your kids may like this idea. Dark chocolate has a lot of magnesium in it, and magnesium is one of the things that help calm our muscles down and can help reduce headaches. Dark chocolate also has caffeine in it, so that's a little bit of a warning. I probably wouldn't do this over kids over the age of, 8 probably. And if it's heading towards nighttime, I maybe would avoid this one too. But if your kid does have a headache and it happens to be something that you have accessible, go ahead and give them some dark chocolate. It may be just the ticket to helping reduce the pain in their head. Number 3 is an acupuncture pressure point that you may or may not know. It's something that your kids always carry with them. And so if you teach them to do this right when their headache is starting, it can really help sort of nip it in the bud, if you will. So that pressure point is right on their hands, and it's right through here. So if you just massage right in this area, and you can do 30 seconds on one side and then 30 seconds on the other side. If you do kind of a deep massage, there's a little spot where it kind of is a little tender. That's the acupoint or the acupressure point. And so if you keep on sort of rubbing that, it can definitely help bring congestion out of the head and help with headaches. And then number 4 that I wanted to share with you is a homeopathic combination in case you're into homeopathy. There's 2 remedies that I give kids when they have a headache right at the onset. And those remedies are Natrum and Belladonna. And so you give 2 pellets of each one and you can grind them up and just put it in their cheek. And after a little bit, that should help with their headache. That's a safe way to go about and help with their headaches without giving them the medication. All right, that is all I got. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit like, and I'd be honored if you'd subscribe.